Hello there. So Daniel, I thought I'd do a quick video for you to give you some support on some of the questions that you're struggling with a little bit, and we can do it that way. And hopefully, based on the video, you'll be able to finish off the questions. So question one is totally fine, no dramas with that. Yep, that's all good. Let me just fix something up. All right, so question two was all fine. Yeah, no worries at all. Okay, question three. Question three, you haven't answered it, so to speak. You haven't filled out this section here. But if I was going to support you in this, so you got number one, WHS and safety. So in there, you may want to expand upon that and say, in my workplace, safety would look like this. And the acts and regulations that we need to follow are this and this and this. And I'm pretty aware that you work with higher, I guess, big machinery. So you'd want to put in any acts or legislation related to dealing with heavy vehicle equipment. Okay. Privacy and confidentiality in there, pop in an example. So for example, you can't give out student information and contact details to other students, and student enrollments are confidential. Okay, anti-bullying, pop in an example of that, or sorry, an example of bullying. So a trainer can't pick on students, or a trainer can't discriminate against students, and also there needs to be a safe and happy learning environment. Okay, anti-discrimination, go ahead, put in a description. So an example would be a assessor can't make unfair assessment decisions against a student, and can't discriminate based on pre-existing bias. Okay, duty of care. Well, I'm sure you can think of lots of examples of that in your workplace, but essentially making sure that the assessor doesn't put the candidate in any undue harm, so to speak, and makes sure that the learning environment, the assessing environment, is safe. Okay, cool. So we'll come down. Describe the purpose of the AQF. I've marked you correct. I mean, ideally, you'd put in a bit more detail here, but that's all right. It is what it is. All right. So we're going to come down. Your answer for number 5 here was fantastic. No dramas at all with that one. Okay, number 6, it says research and provide a brief overview of the training package developer and accreditation agency. If different for one qualification or national accredited unit, you would present within your vocational industry. All right, so in your case, we're going to go with the RII training package. Okay, and let me just go training.gov.au. Okay. So, yeah, hopefully you can see my screen here. So we've got the RII training package. And if we check it out, we've got RII, Resources Infrastructure Training Package. Okay, so that's the one that's going to most relate to you. And so that's what you would put in there. Now, in terms of who actually developed it? Well, the training package developer is actually PwC, so PwC Skills for Australia. Okay, so you can put that information into your answer as well. Okay, so if I come back here, your answer is going to state something like, what was it? Excuse me. It was resource infrastructure industry training package. Okay, so you'd write that in there, and then you would write in who the developer was, which was organization PwC's Skills for Australia, and then put in the website there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all you need for question 6 there. Okay, so coming down, we have question 7. Yeah, no major dramas with it. You could expand your answer on this one here, but it's all good. It's all good. You've captured the right details there. Number 8, I've marked you wrong, only because you've screwed this up. So it's you put in ASQUA. It's actually ASQA, so ASQA. So you can you just fix that one up? Or ideally, I know it says list, but if you could pop it into a sentence, that would be even better. So, for example, it would say, if I was answering a question, I would say, if I wanted to find out where, if I wanted to find out if changes had happened to training packages, I would look at the following 3 places. Okay, so that would just introduce your answer. Okay, it's just a full level, mate, and we just got to do an intro sentence. This makes it look better. All right. So yeah, if you could fix this one up and just fix up the ASCII part. Okay. Number 9, explain why you would use. Yeah, that one's fine. It could be longer, but it's all right. Okay. Yeah, number 10, I marked you okay. Number 11, it says training packages include a range of endorsed and non-endorsed components. What are they, and describe their purpose? Okay, so for the purpose of this video, what I'll do is, hopefully you may be able to see it. I don't know. Okay, so let me just check if you can see it or not. Yeah, you should be able to. Oh, actually, oh yeah, okay, cool. All right, so the endorsed components, as you can see from the screen, are the qualifications, the accredited courses, the skill sets, units of competency, assessment requirements. Non-endorsed are training support materials, training delivery methods, assessment methods, and professional development of staff. Okay, so if it was me and I was watching this video, I'd take a photograph of that. Okay, and take a photograph of that. Just be careful, don't copy this word for word. Just maybe put it in your own words, or yeah, massage it as best you can. But we got endorsed, and then we've got non-endorsed. Okay, so cool. All right, so hopefully that it helps you answer question 11 there. If you're coming down, question 12, I've marked you correct for 12. No dramas there. Number 13, the answer is false, but you do need to state why. So essentially the question says, in order to contextualize a unit, you may change whatever you want. And the answer is false. And the reason is because you still need to adhere to the guidelines for the assessment, and it still needs to be a valid assessment, adhering to the context and also the unit requirements. So that would mean that you can't just change the performance criteria like you can't just change the assessment requirements. You can modify the performance criteria and add extra things, but you can't change the assessment requirements, so to speak. Okay, because if you did, that would jeopardize, and the keyword is jeopardize, the unit requirements or standards. Okay, so make sure you fill that out with the reason. Okay, number 14, I have marked you correct, but if I'm completely honest, I would expect this in a sentence. I've marked you right, but cert 4 level needed in a sentence. All right. 15, yeah, fine. 16, yeah, fine. 17, no dramas. Okay, 19. So list the components of a streamlined unit of competency and give a brief description of each section. So this one, again, what I'll do is I'll bring up the markers guide for you. And you may want to take a photograph as I show this. Hopefully you can see this screen okay. All right, so these are the key ones that we're looking for here. All right, so we've got modification history, we've got application elements, performance criteria, foundation skills, range of conditions, mapping info, performance evidence, knowledge evidence, assessment conditions. So what I suggest that you do is definitely check out your textbook, because on one of the pages, it's going to mention all of these. And also if if you go to Google and type in components of streamlined training package or components of a unit of competency, it's going to list these out for you. Okay, so I recommend that you take a photograph of this side, and then this side you'll need to put in your own words. Okay. Cool. So let's come back. And so hopefully that should be enough to help you out answer this. And as I said, go to Google and type in components of streamlined unit of competency, and you'll be able to figure that out. All right. Question 20, no dramas here. You did well with that. I think we even did that in class, maybe. See how we go. Yeah, that was fine. I think I marked you. Great answer. Awesome. 21 was fine. And then 22, explain how you would use a learning program plan in the development of learning activities and materials. In your answer, list the applicable components of a learning program plan. Okay, so essentially this is asking you, how would you use a planning document to help develop the content of your sessions? So if it was me, I would say a learning program plan will give me the units that must be covered. It will tell me the equipment that I need. It will tell me the resources that I need. And it will help me create activities that teach the content from the units of competency. It will also tell me what needs to be assessed and how it needs to be assessed. It will tell me how long each session should go for, and it will give me guidance as to the order that things should be taught in. Okay, and that should be enough really to answer that question. Let me just see if there's anything else in the markers guide on it. All right, so in the markers guide, we've also got these items here. Determine the units to be offered, list the content, describe the methods and frequency of assessment, list the resources to be used. All right, so you got a few more ideas as well that you can add into your answer. But hopefully this video will give you, okay, we got 23 as well here. When developing a program of work-based learning, why is it necessary to analyze the following? Normal work practices, specific work activities, and workplace environment. Well, if we just go straight to it, normal work activities, you can't really go in and deliver training if you don't know what the normal work practices are, because maybe you're going to deliver training and it's going to be right in the busy time. Okay, so you need to know what people do during the normal work practices. Okay, also, you need to know what are the standard expectations for the company when you're delivering the training. So you need to know what the normal work practices are so you can train people to do that, right? Specific work activities, well, you need to know and you need to be able to analyze that so that you can teach people to do that and tailor your training to specific work activities, know what equipment's required, know how they do things, and I guess identify any gaps in skills. All right, workplace environment. Well, you need to know the environment that you'll be delivering training in, so that you know what equipment is available, what you don't have, what you need to bring, maybe the kind of conditions that the training will be delivered in, and if you're going to need to bring any of your own equipment or not. Okay. So if I was answering it, I would put A, and then I would give some details about A, B, give some details, C, give some details. Okay. 24, it's fine. But again, the question does say explain the methods and sources. So technically, I would say that your answer is quite short here, but I'm letting it go because I know that in the workshop that we had, I gave you a pretty brief description to answer the question. So it's all good, but just next time add a little bit more. 25, yeah, no major dramas. I think I've marked it. Awesome. All right. So hopefully that should give you enough support to be able to answer the rest of the questions. Okay. And if you got any questions at all, just hit me up. But otherwise, watch this video and you should be good to go.